Greetings, comrades, and welcome to the Eastern Border. This is an outside episode, obviously, because, well, in the last few days, weird things have happened. I recorded a lot of interviews. A lot of them hadn't planned them at all. It was like a mistake on my part, but whatever. But then, if you're on Twitter now, you might have noticed that I'm banned at this point. Permanently suspended. And in a way, I do admit that I am totally deserving of this, because I literally said to a person, a very specific person, mind you, Michael Tracy, that I will find him and I will beat him up. And that breaks Twitter's terms of use. And it does, yes. The bad part about Twitter, however, is that you can't really report people on the things that they say while it's on Twitter Spaces. Well, it's just audio if they don't record it. Because what happened was that I wasn't invited to participate in a Twitter space that had advertised itself as some sort of, this unbiased space, no bullshit, whatever. Meanwhile, they were just all talking about why the United States caused the war and everything, and talking about all this nonsense, like complete nonsense that I've debunked so many times on this show, like total stupidity. And they would yell at me as well, and use such arguments like that I am too poor to know what's going on, and someone actually believing that Putin's crossing all the T's and everything. After that, I should have been smarter though, but after that, I got a lot of attention from people who were actually friendly to me, because in this cesspool of Vatnik idiocy, I brought in some fresh air. But I got some other invitations to come on to some other channels. And so I did, in good faith, believing that something called International News Network could not, be just as one-sided. Turns out it could. I was met with a super arrogant British guy who said that he just not even thought, he knew that Bucha was done by Ukrainians. When I argued about that, he muted me. And then many other such invitations came in, and maybe I should have understood it sooner, but I actually went on and tried to explain the position that I believe in and that I know is true to every last one of them. I spent 5 hours of my life trying to get through to Vatniks. What ended up happening was that, Mr. Tracy egged them on, and they started just stating that I am just disagreeing with this war because I am a Latvian, and Latvians are all Nazis. And that, at least I think it was Mr. Tracy, because it literally, those were the people who came from his show and his group, and they all followed him. I can't exactly state allegedly that it was organized by Mr. Tracy, who hates my guts, but it was pretty darn close to that. I don't need more organizing things. Just that once you start making fun of Latvians being all Nazis and that we should all die, right? And that making fun of people that I publicly know and that have lost in this war, yeah, that's a bit much. One thing that I don't know really, though, is that that doesn't seem fair to me at all, is that I get a permanent ban, which I have appealed. Not sure if it'll work or anything, but I've appealed that. And I've admitted my errors because I Then again, I can't say I shouldn't have lashed out. I should have lashed out. And I would have lashed out personally as well, just... I don't know. I'm sorry, but Twitter just feels so unfair in this case. Like Latvia and Facebook. We have a ton of studies where in Latvia at least people on Facebook have been banned for just posting caricatures of Putin. Meanwhile, those who want to call Ukraine a Nazi state, yeah, those guys run free. And that's the crux of the whole issue why I'm making this episode here. See, these banning things, I highly doubt anyone in Silicon Valley has banned me. I think that this whole mess is just delegated to some business who's responsible for running everything in the Baltic states. Because that's how it is in the case of Facebook, at least here. And they're super secretive. So, I'm going to put some effort into finding out what that is, because right now it seems that some sort of very pro-Russian business who's just hired to monitor this whole activity is just very against me. It's really bad for me to lose my 24,000 followers, because that was my main way how I spread the show. You know, now I'm on Mastodon, but it's really stupid how amongst one of my better interviews, I kind of don't know what even to do. And that's because some asshole gets to mock your people on this stuff. I don't know. What I want you to know is that, well, that's a setback, but I'll do my best. And hey, if I'll get back to Twitter, I'll let you know, but so far I'm on Mastodon. But one thing, though, that I want to tell you for sure is that look up this Michael Tracy guy on YouTube. Not saying that, you should believe me or anything. Just look up Michael Tracy on YouTube. Look at how he answers questions. That's kind of important, because I think the thing that really got him was when I mentioned that he literally follows the complete guidelines of Russians' propaganda, the ones that I've been revealing to you all this time, talking about the newest ones. He follows them verbatim, claiming he's some sort of peacenik. I kind of feel like Putin won today, though. That makes me super sad. Now, this Michael Tracy guy, I sincerely hope that he gets paid enough that, provoking and trolling and destroying other people's lives' work is what they pay him for. I really hope he's happy with his life and what he does in his life. Because I had a nice platform of trying to grow the audience and trying to make sure that other people actually learn something real about the war. And now that's gone. And it is painful. But we shall move on. Because happiness is mandatory. And when I say that on the show, I don't mean that just for you. I mean that for me as well. With all my microphone errors and all this stuff. This happens. And this is your first episode, sadly, this isn't nowhere near the heaviest blow ever. But I have just one tiny little thing for you, comrades. If this Michael Tracy guy ever decides to come over and ask something from you, well then, please remind him that we on the eastern border have long memories. Because besides of the Ukraine stuff, I'll have to deal with this now. News episode coming soon enough. Next one's going to be my interview, which was supposed to be a light-hearted one for relaxation with Laith from Social Streamers about Europa Universalis 4. If you're into grand strategy games, check that episode out. It's coming out soon. If you're not, totally feel free to skip the next episode, because that's not going to be about war. It's going to be like me relaxing and talking about stuff that I like. But right now, I don't even know. What can I do? Message Elon Musk, maybe? I don't know. Because I truly believe someone like is working for the Russians still in this part of this whole management. So bizarre. At any rate, thanks for being here. More info coming soon. Just kind of a poor post-mortem to all my Twitter stuff. До свидания, товарищи. And remember, happiness is mandatory.